somehow right. That's all time. That's all time.
Derek Jeter is top 3 shortstop.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Tanks and Tuddies, presented by Tubbs and Franke. Episode 113. Had a little bit of a boring week last week in terms of football, but we do still have news to talk about. So we'll get it going right here with our college football dynasty update, and I'll go ahead and take it, Frankie, if you don't mind. There isn't one. We didn't play it all last week. I don't know if it's schedule's changing or what's happening, but we haven't played much. We're hoping to get on there tonight after this recording, so we should have an update next week. Now, I believe I said that exact same thing last week, and Frankie did not get on. I played all night. So that's on him. It's mostly on him at this point. I played like 3 days last week. So
I played days too, just on the days that you didn't play. Mm-hmm. I took Wisconsin all the way to a Peach Bowl, Rose Bowl. I don't know. I won a playoff game, and then I lost to Georgia in my second game. Wasn't particularly close, but then I recruited a top 20 class, and now I'm number 2. I took down number 1 Oregon on the road, and then I think I had Michigan the next week, and I beat them. I think I'm like 7-1 right now. Number 2 overall, but
since you weren't on, I decided to tackle Road to Glory. Currently the starter my freshman year at Army, Yusef Billy Bottom. Yep, I'm an elusive back. I'm 73 overall. I've been loving Road to Glory, dude. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
but I got to look into it. Last night when I was finishing up playing before I had to go to bowling, I lost my starting role and I got bumped down to halfback 3. So I don't know if I messed something up with my grades or something, but I got to look into that today. So
I have a wide receiver, Torque Lewis, at Boise State, and I'm in my sophomore season. I'm wide receiver 3. I think I have like 1 catch my entire career so far.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I forgot that Army runs the triple option, and I hate it. So now every time I start a game, I change it to Oklahoma's playbook because I can't do it. The run plays are just disgusting, and it's always the quarterback keeping it. He doesn't pitch it to me. So
yep.
I decided to mix up the playbook, and now I made All-American as a freshman. So fun times. Locks and Longshots then. Last week, Locks, I did well again. We're up to 27, 22, and 1. I had the Rams plus 1.5. I was all over that. I said 10-unit mega play. Bad decision. They lost outright by a lot. What was it? They lost by, 20, 30? A lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But we also had the over in the Bengals and Chiefs game that hit. We had the Pats plus 3.5. That was a nail biter, but it hit by half a point in overtime. The Seahawks won by a field goal. So 2-1 there on the Locks. This week, I got a couple of plays I really like. Fading Frankie here, pretty good. Jets minus 6.5 versus the Pats on Thursday. I saw a weird stat today that Aaron Rodgers is just phenomenal on Thursday Night Football. The Pats, not a very good team. Maybe they are. This is a prove-it game for them, but it's at home for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked great so far. Back at home, 7-point favorites. I like it. We'll take that. And then the Steelers, minus 1.5 versus the Chargers. Frankie liked the other side of this, but this is a trap game. The Chargers have looked good thus far. The Steelers' defense, though, is just so good. It doesn't matter about the offense. And the Chargers defense, I haven't seen anything impressive out of them. Who'd they play week 2?
Last week they played the Panthers, I believe. Yeah, they beat the Panthers 26-3.
Who'd they have week 1 then?
Week 1 was, it's loading right now, the Raiders. They won 22-10.
There you go. So they haven't played a team yet. So it will be interesting to see their defense. I don't love this one, but I liked it enough to throw it on my locks. And then the second one here is Titans moneyline versus the Packers. Malik Willis revenge game. However, the Titans are due for a win. The Packers offense didn't look good. They just did enough to win, and their defense helped them out. Their defense is really good, but I think it's a good spot. Titans moneyline minus 148. Another one of those trap games where it's like, why are the Packers dogs? But that's when you take the favorite. It's also in Tennessee, so I believe it's their home opener. Yeah. Long shots then, not good. 11-34-2, but I do want to stick on this one for a second. Scuba Cy Young, plus 1,600. He's still minus 5,000. He's going to win it. Great hit by me. I won't mark it a W until it's announced. But I did want to talk about the Detroit Tigers, man. Playing the best baseball out of anybody since I think the date was like August 21st. They're 22-10 since then. Best team in the league in that stretch. Went from, they were, I think, 9 games back, August 23rd or something. And we're currently 1.5 back of the last wild card spot. We're chasing the Twins. If you look at schedules, we've got it tougher first, but then easier at the end. We finished the year against the White Sox. They've got the Orioles. Last night, huge come from behind win against the Royals. This team's fighting. I'm shocked. I can't believe we're sitting here talking about this, but we've got a chance to make the playoffs. I really wish we would have got a bat at the deadline now, but people are hitting. Ever since that date corresponds to the last game Baez played before he went on IL. So, coincidence.
Wait, does it actually? Because I mentioned that out of a joke today.
No, that is literally the date he last played. That's why it's so hilarious.
Wow. Yeah, I said that 100% out of coincidence and a joke today, not knowing that that was actually the truth.
Yeah. Yep. So, kind of a joke, but also like, hey, maybe this guy is holding us down. You know, a guy that's going to strike out 3 times a game and not put a ball in play. So, I love it, man. They're fun to watch. We were watching it last night at bowling. 1.5 back. I can't believe it. I really hope they get into the playoffs because that would be exciting. But yeah, the other long shot, Terry Arnold over 2.5 picks plus 120. I still like this one, man, because he plays blanket coverage. He's going to get some, but he's got to stop getting pass interference calls. He had another one last week. He also got burnt real bad by Chris Godwin. But I still like it. He only needs 3 picks. It's no big deal. Last week on the long shots, not good. Rams money line, that loss. Bengals money line was right there. We'll talk about it later about how I think the Bengals got fucked. But this should have been a W. This week, Titans -3. This is plus 102. I don't like it. I think they might win by 3. It's going to be a push. Last second field goal somehow drove down the field type of thing. This is going to be a super close game. No matter who wins, it's going to be close. So bet either side of the spread and you'll have a chance. Probably better with the Packers. But just to coincide with the lock, I figured I'll take it. Then Falcons money line plus 150 against the Chiefs. Falcons defense looks good. And Kirk Cousins, he does enough. You know, I believe this is a primetime game though, which makes me not like it as much. Is it primetime? Do you know off the top of your head?
It's Sunday night.
Yeah, so don't like it as much anymore. But he looked like Kirk Cousins last night against the Eagles looked very good. Bijan, awesome, of course. I just think that they're going to be in every game that they have this year. So yeah, why not throw out another money line against the Chiefs, which has burnt me so far. I think I haven't picked the Chiefs one time in Paige's picks, and I had the Bengals last week as a long shot, but whatever. We'll keep it rolling, I guess. Don't know if I set my record. 11, 34, and 2 on the long shots. Really, really, really bad. Your locks and long shots.
Yeah. I think we've kind of proven that Jake might not be a ball knower recently.
Yeah, wait till you guys hear about Paige's picks.
I think that this week's picks combined with last week's picks might kind of prove that more than anything. Him saying that Kirk Cousins looked good last night. I don't know if I'd say he looked good. He looked good on the last drive. I'll just get into my picks. It'll help explain it. But so locks, I'm 46, 27, and 1. Still open Packers to make the playoffs. Not terrible. It's okay. Last week, Rams plus 1.5. Obviously, that was a loss. Then we had the Bills-Dolphins under 49 on Thursday night. That was a win. This week, I'm going Packers plus 3. All that we need, for my locks this week just seemed too easy to me, which seems like it's either completely trap, like Jake said, or it's just simply too easy. Last week, I thought it was too easy. It ended up being complete trap. Malik Willis is not great, but he is a decent enough game manager for the Packers to keep this a close game. Titans are not good. Will Levis looks like shit. I get that it's in Tennessee. The Titans defense is okay, but the Packers defense is far better. The Packers offense as a whole is far better, even if it is with Malik Willis. And granted, that's probably a little bit of bias. The Packers did look good last week. We ran all over the Colts. Granted, the Colts defense is not good.
The run game looked awesome.
Yeah. But just the game plan they had, I mean, I don't want to get into it too much because we'll talk about it later, but we didn't force Malik Willis to do too much, and he did exactly what he needed to do. I feel like the Titans are probably a little bit better team than the Colts are. Maybe. But 3 points is a lot for a game that's going to be very low scoring. So that's why I'm taking Packers +3. Chargers +2 is as simple as the Chargers are an all-round better team than the Steelers. I do not trust Justin Fields at all. I do trust Justin Herbert. Granted, he is maybe banged up, but they're staying on the East Coast because they played on the East Coast last week. Don't have to worry about travel. I trust Herbert. I get that the Steelers defense is good.
Steelers defense is like great.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Good. It's great.
You could say that the Chargers haven't played anybody, but I wouldn't necessarily say that the Steelers are somebody. So that's why I'm taking the Chargers +2. Like I said, I think it's simple, but it took a lot of explaining, so it's probably not as simple as it seems. Long shots, 20, 53, and 1. I can't believe I just said that. Soto, regular season home run leader. I have not looked at this in a minute.
He's third. Last time I looked, let's see.
MLB stats.
Judge is by far and away going to win it. But, Soto dropped down to fourth. He's at 39. Judge has 53.
Okay.
So
yep.
14.
We can mark that as an L next week. Last week we had Rams money line, 41-10 loss. Terrible. Then we had the emotional hedge Bama -20.5. That did also unfortunately hit.
Great hit.
Yeah, I wish I would have put money on it. Instead, I bet Wisconsin +6.
Was that live after that first drive?
No, I bet it pregame because one of the guys I follow on Twitter, he's like one of the EV bettors. He said for the boost, take Wisconsin +6 and then boost it. And I was like, all right, if this guy is telling me,
you, huh?
I was going to say, if this guy's telling me to bet on my team, then I should.
EV's a joke.
Yeah, I've gone through runs with it, but
EV only
this week
makes
was bad.
sense if you literally, for them it makes sense because I guarantee they profit over the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
But I did the same thing that I think you're doing where you pick them up every now and again, but like you're betting outrageous shit that every once in a while is going to hit, but you got to bet them every time to get them.
Yeah.
You know?
So anyways, last week we had the Rams moneyline Bama. Yep. I already said that. This week we're going Chargers moneyline. I already explained that. That is +105. And then we're going Tennessee -9.5 on the road at Oklahoma. It is currently -7. Tennessee is just
a big pick. That's a big pick.
Tennessee just looks fucking unreal right now.
Did you watch Oklahoma at all last week?
Nope.
They don't look like Oklahoma. Like they've
been very low scoring games. Yeah. Even their first game, I don't know if they've played 3 games or if they played 2 games, but I think it was their first game was also very low scoring, and I think they only won by like 3.
No, you're thinking of their second game. So they started out with Temple, they blew them out 51-3. Then Houston, they barely won 16-12.
Yeah.
And then Tulane,
and
they covered.
Not that good.
They covered versus Tulane, but they struggled, man. We were watching it. They struggled.
Yeah, I haven't seen any signs of struggle with Tennessee. I watched the game this weekend. We had it on YouTube TV at somebody's house that we were at, and it was like literally every minute and a half Tennessee was scoring. It was just
in the first
unreal.
Half. They shut it down in the second half.
We turned it off after halftime, and we were watching the Georgia game instead. But
yep.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been any sign of struggle against any game or in any game that they've played yet. 10 points seems very little for a team that hasn't struggled versus a team that has struggled. So,
how did NC State look last week after the bounce back? They didn't play a team. They played Clemson, but this week. That was your last one, right?
Yes.
Okay. The Tubbs pick tracker. By the way, there's some good games this week. We got to remember to talk about it. We got some good matchups. The Tubbs pick tracker. Pretty good week last week, man. Thursday, I think there was games Thursday, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Thursday I went 2-0. Friday was 0-2. And then Saturday I had a nice little day. So overall now we're 124, 107, and 3. Last week was 37, 25, and 1. I think I've found what I'm going to do for this. I'm going to give you my worst pick and the best pick of the week. Worst pick was Purdue +8. For anybody that missed it, they lost 66-7 against Notre Dame. That was even worse than the previous worst pick, which was the Texas Tech game. And then the best pick, though, however, was Nebraska -30.5 against who the hell did they play? It was the late game. Come on, load. Northern Iowa. So they won by 31. So close pick, but I read it. I also made a note on my sheet and bet it myself. I said, bet exact score Nebraska 35-3 at +6,500. I don't know why I wrote this down. I think I just had a hunch. Maybe I think part of it was the fact that I had the Nebraska team total over and was very upset it didn't cover. And I was like, I think they're going to score about 35 points, 34 points. Game finished 34-3. So as close as you can get on an exact score. And I didn't realize till Sunday that I'd almost hit, but great call by me. Maybe I'll do that every week. Maybe I'll throw out an exact score as well and see if I can hit one this year. That'd be kind of cool. But I've been digging the sheet. It's a lot of fun. Sorry, I had a heart attack there. The sheet's fun, man. I look forward to it every Sunday, going to fix it up, and then usually on Wednesdays I've been putting it together. So I'm gonna keep that going throughout this year.
Yeah.
How'd your sheet do?
44, 40, and 1 this week on college. I would say.
Why did yours have so many more plays?
Because it doesn't limit it to one a game. So there might be a total and a spread.
Well, that's unfair.
Or there might be none.
That's unfair.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not comparing to you, but if mine is better,
no, you
it's
totally
better.
are, because you said, well, not to brag, but my sheet did better.
I mean, overall, I have a 57% win percentage.
What am I at?
No big deal.
How do you do pushes for that? You just take them out?
You add it to the total number that you divide by.
Okay.
So your wins divided by your wins plus losses plus pushes. But anyways, my best bet last week I'd say was going to be the Memphis +6.5, or
54%.
Actually I had Memphis +6.5 and the under 54.5, which was awesome.
I took Memphis as well on that one. That one was easy.
Worst bet, there's two of them. North Texas versus Texas Tech under 71. That ended up 66-21. And then it also had Purdue +7.5.
Okay.
Well, 66-7.
What did you say? The North Texas?
North Texas versus Texas Tech under 71.5.
Oh, where the hell is it? Who's the home team in that game?
Texas Tech.
Okay. Why can I not find it? There it is. Oh, I had a bad pick in that one as well. That was almost my worst pick, but it was North Texas +10. They lost by 45.
Yep.
So,
and that's where my Purdue +7.5 came in against Notre Dame, 66-7.
Yeah, I started to realize that every week I'm going to have half-point wins and losses, so I'm not really counting those as best pick, worst pick.
I have so many of those.
I predicted it. Yeah, going through, I'm like, damn. I had like 3 in a row that I lost by half a point. I was like, this is insane. But then I had 2 more that I won by half a point. So
yeah, I had a run of like 6 games where I didn't win a bet. And then all of a sudden right after that I had like a streak of like 5 games that I won everything.
Yep. All right. While we're on the topic of it, college football, light week this week. No real impressive games. There was one really good game, and then a couple underperformers. Let's start with the biggest underperformer. You know what? I'm not going to go there actually. Michigan. I'm starting with Michigan. Davis Warren, another terrible game. It was funny. We were watching it. So we were at my family's cottage. We were closing it up for the year. While the game was on, we recorded it and left the Wisconsin game on, and we were watching, through the window. And then we were like, oh, we'll come back, watch it later. So got everything wrapped up, watched the end of the Wisconsin game. Or no, I think we just put it on because Bama was blowing them out. So we're watching, and I'm like, man, Davis Warren looks really good right now. And then my dad's like, yeah, it's really weird. And then he throws a pick the next play. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And it was that first one, that really bad one. So then he had another drive where he marched right down. They scored a touchdown. And then the very next drive, he was looking good again. Like, I'm talking like he's threading the needle, dude. And I'm like, why can't he just do this every time? And then at the end of that drive, I was saying, he looks good again, man. And then boom, next play he threw a pick. Now, granted, that second one, it wasn't his fault. His elbow got hit. That was that one where he didn't have a receiver in the area. It was because the elbow got hit. But then me and my dad realized, I'm like, anytime this dude has pressure, like anytime that pocket's collapsing, he shits his pants and he can't throw the ball. And that's when it's the worst. So it was announced. It was announced that Orgy's going to start this. Oh, back to the game. Michigan didn't underperform because it was 28-3 when literally every starter came out of the game. Every defensive starter left the field, except for they left some sophomore out there that starts. And then on offense, I guess you could call Orgy as a starter because now he's starting, but he went into the game. So it was 28-3 in my eyes, but obviously the final score says 28-18. They scored a touchdown with no time left. Whatever. Michigan didn't cover. But the run game got going. That's promising. Khalil Mullings, honestly, I think he might be the better running back. Donovan Edwards has been unimpressive. And then Mullings goes out there and looks like it's Blake Corum, bouncing it to where he shouldn't be able to get to. So I think they need to go back to the two-headed monster, start Mullings, but still give Edwards some touches. It sucks. He's a 5-star. It was supposed to be his team, but he hasn't shown me anything that proves that he should get the ball. Give it to Mullings. So I do have a theory, unless you wanted to say something. Sorry, I've been yapping.
Well, so I was just going to say I've heard rumors that there's another quarterback in the mix potentially.
Jack Tuttle?
Yeah.
Yeah, he last week was his first week healthy. I thought he might have been the starter going into this season, but then he got hurt in training camp or something, or he wasn't healed from last year's injury. He had that brutal late hit out of bounds when he was late game coming into the game because we were blowing him out. It was a late ass hit, and he like broke his elbow or something, and I think he needed Tommy John. Don't quote me on that.
Damn.
But he wasn't ready to start the year, so I thought it might have been him last week, and then it wasn't. And now it was announced that Orgy's starting. So my theory is Michigan knew, clip this, Michigan knew Michigan knew that they were going to lose to Texas, right? They said, we're going to go 2-1 in non-conference. And they told Alex Orgy, we're going to put you out there a couple times. Don't throw the ball well. So Alex Orgy hit his dump offs, and then threw that one in the dirt because he had a wide open receiver. He didn't want to look too good. So now they're like, all right, Big Ten plays starting. Big Ten plays starting. All right, Alex Orgy, now you can go look like Mike Vick. Go ahead, do your thing. And now Michigan's going to go out there, and Alex Orgy's going to be prime Mike Vick, whipping that thing 50 yards downfield, and my shirt's going to be off. Now, obviously an insane theory. It may just work out that he actually has a noodle arm. But I'm so excited that I get to actually see this guy play a game and prove to me that Davis Warren was the best option we had. Now, we do have that 5-star freshman. We could also throw him out there because we got nothing going right now. What if that kid's the next Arch Manning? He looked awesome, by the way. We'll get to that. But, yeah, very excited for this week. USC, big game at the Big House, 3:30. But honestly, that's a stupid theory. I don't think it's actually going to happen. I think we just don't have a quarterback. Maybe Jack Tuttle can come in and get it done, but expectations have lowered to just make a decent bowl game, I guess. Like 8-4, honestly, is what I expect at this point because I think we lose. I think we lose to USC. We already lost to Texas. That's 2. I think Ohio State gets us, and I think Oregon gets us. So that's 8-4, and that's without like if we played the way we played on Saturday in a Big Ten game, I think we lose. It doesn't matter who the Big Ten team is. I think you lose. Like we just lackluster, man, lackluster. So enough on that. That's my rant for the week for Michigan. Wisconsin, I've got a not a theory, but just a statement, and then I'm gonna let you go. If Tyler Van Dyke doesn't get injured, Wisconsin covers that game.
Yeah, definitely a tough game. I told myself all week I wasn't going to get my hopes up, and then Saturday morning came and I was all hyped up and very much ready for Wisconsin to win. 6 plays into the game, Tyler Van Dyke tears his fucking ACL, done for the year. At that point, I was like, you know what? I've seen Braden Locke before. He's all right. Maybe we can still hang in there. Braden Locke ended up going 13 for 26 with 125 yards. So,
yeah, not good.
Probably, I mean, I don't want to say not the guy. Maybe it was just because he wasn't ready, wasn't prepared. But my initial thought is,
situation to come into Alabama at home in front of the whole school. Yeah.
But the thing is, he had to do it last year because what's his name got injured last year, not Van Dyke. Who's the dude I'm thinking of?
I got nothing.
I don't know. Our quarterback last year, where he broke his thumb. Do you remember that game at all?
I don't remember anything about Wisconsin last year, to be honest with you. I think I wrote him off.
Okay, great. Yeah, well, he had to come in last year and do the same thing. He still wasn't that great. I honestly hope that we give, I think it's, I don't know how you exactly pronounce his name. Mabry Mature, I think is his name. He was supposed to be a 5-star recruit. Got a rocket arm, apparently. Can run the ball. He's got a flow. I kind of hope that we just give him a chance. I don't know. Maybe he's the next Nico. You never know. It's just, at this point, we've seen Braden Locke a couple times. He hasn't really done anything. Our season's not really going anywhere. Let's just give the guys a chance. Also, Chaz Malusi needs to figure out how to hold on to the fucking ball.
Yeah.
The fumbling issue is a huge issue. And part of me is thinking,
2 of them? I'll tell you. I got it up. Right
no, Locke had 2. Malusi had 1.
That's right.
Yeah, I just the run game isn't looking good. That's okay. No, this is where my big rant comes in. How do we fucking sit here and say Wisconsin is an air raid team, and we fucking choose to run the ball 75% of the time, and then when we do throw it, we're not going more than 5 yards down the field. Don't worry about us there. I mean, look at Tyler Van Dyke. 5 for 5 to start the game. How many yards do you think he went for? 16.
16.
Yep. Air raid.
Here's the thing.
It'll get you.
He looked good. He was making the throws he needed to, and the run game was going. Because that first drive was good, no? They got the field goal.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, we should have scored a touchdown. But,
Yeah.
no, it's just like, it pisses me off because for people, analysis, offensive coordinators, head coaches to say we're going to be a fucking air raid team and we're not throwing for more than 200 yards a game. Like, we're barely throwing for more than 150 yards a game. We're running the ball all the time, which I get it. That's Wisconsin's MO. But if you're going to say that we're an air raid team, then throw the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Like, just don't say we're an air raid team, because then it gets my hypes up like, holy shit, we're going to start throwing down the field. No, we don't have the fucking receivers to do that. Stop saying we're an air raid team.
Yeah, they ran it 41 times and threw it 31. So that's not exactly an air raid offense, if you ask me.
Yep.
So, other notable games, your third team there, Tennessee, you kind of hit on it earlier.
Second team.
Second team. I thought Memphis was 2.
Memphis is 3.
They're not good enough, yeah.
Memphis is 3, yeah.
Tennessee, they haven't played anybody, but they looked awesome. I mean, Nico
played
looked
NC State.
NC State's going to be a nobody by the end of the year, calling it now.
Yeah.
But I hope they go into Oklahoma. Tennessee, listen, I like when Tennessee's good. Great uniforms. I actually have a Tennessee hat, so they could be my second team too. I don't know. Actually, I would argue that Wisconsin's my second team just because it was fun that one year I supported them when they played Ohio State in the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Bought the shirt. Love that shirt. It's very comfortable. But yeah, I love Tennessee's uniforms. Rocky top. Never gets old. So, wow. Got Fast and Furious 11 filming down there now?
Small penis.
Yeah. Yeah, so Tennessee, big game. Oklahoma.
Memphis.
That might be my
big game
of the week. Who's Memphis got? Or
No,
just
last week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, Florida State's cursed until that guy eats the shit. They'll be
Oh,
cursed
100%.
forever. He needs to
Also,
eat the
though,
shit.
DJ, not it.
Terrible. He's probably got, what, 2 more transfers in him?
Yeah, at least. I mean, not to like toot my own team's horns or anything, but I may have 2 teams in the playoffs.
Oh, I don't think Memphis gets there.
I mean, if they win out, they don't have that hard of a schedule. I was looking at it the other day. If they would win out and win their conference, I think are they ranked now? They might be ranked. And if that's okay. So then they were just on the outside when I looked at the rankings then.
I don't know. How does that all work with the playoff, though? If they win out and they go 12-0, because they have a chance to go 12-0 looking at their schedule.
So it's the top 5 conference winners in rankings. Does not matter what conference.
So they could get fucked.
Yes.
But it's conference winners, though. It's conference winners.
Yes. So if they win their conference and they're like the number 20 ranking, but nobody above them. Like there's, say, the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 12 all have their tournament, or not their tournament, their conference champs above them. And then there's no other conference champs in between Memphis and the next lowest conference champs. Then Memphis is automatically in as that fifth highest conference champ.
They could get there. If they go 12-0, they'll be in there. I just don't know. I mean, looking at their schedule, it looks like they're going to go 12-0, but it's Memphis. You know what I mean? So
yeah, anything can happen.
Other notable things: Oregon woke up. They played great. It was close at halftime. It was 22-14 against Oregon State, and then the second half they just dominated. Oregon State couldn't move the ball. Dylan Gabriel, certified thug, pretty good. And then the last notable game in my eyes, obviously Notre Dame, we talked about it. Texas. Quinn Ewers got hurt. It's not expected to be very big deal. But Arch Manning, holy shit, that kid can ball. Texas I think Texas is back, looking at who their fucking next quarterback is.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably not a better team in the nation to potentially lose your quarterback for a little bit of time than Texas when you have Arch Manning as your backup. And like you said, he looked fucking phenomenal. Granted, it was UTSA. But, I mean, he looked so comfortable in the pocket. He was dropping dimes on anybody and everybody. He was able to get out and move when he needed to, and when he did, he was fucking fast. He looks very developed already.
Hopefully they can hold on to him when transfer portal time comes, because I guarantee Michigan will be knocking. God damn it. How sweet would that be? Arch Manning.
I mean,
Michigan. Save me, Arch.
With the way Wisconsin's been pulling in quarterbacks, I don't know.
That's true.
Seems like every year.
No, I don't think he's leaving. I think he loves Texas. Wow. Is that that's our second siren. We had that speedster.
Yeah.
Dude, it sounds like they are pulling into your living room. That's how loud that shit is.
Well, I mean, they basically are. It's right outside my window, right behind me.
But for those that don't know, he's on the 10th floor. Sixth floor. High up there. Yeah. Anyways, the only other game, Georgia, Kentucky. This game was fun to watch.
Very sloppy. Carson
sloppy
Beck,
game.
not
it was my
good.
type of game, man. Defense, sloppiness. Carson Beck being trash. Kentucky settling for a bunch of field goals. Oh, it was just such a fun, disgusting game, dude.
Hey, that's my
Kentucky
team.
For sure had it.
That's my team.
How many teams do you have now? You got 4?
No, Kentucky's just my team because of college football. I don't actually. I fucking hate Kentucky outside of that.
All right. Yeah,
I honestly, I bet on Georgia. I wanted Georgia to win.
Oh, Kentucky lost to SC. So, see, here's what that tells me, right? Kentucky had a home game versus South Carolina. They lost 31-6. South Carolina, you think of them as a mid team, right? Georgia comes in. They're supposed to be this big dog. They win by 1. I think Georgia's going to get upset this year. Book it. Georgia will lose week.
Whenever they play Tennessee.
Texas.
They have Bama next week, too.
Georgia's got a hell of a schedule. Bama,
Yeah.
Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee. I think Georgia Tech's going to beat them. It won't matter.
Out of all those teams, you pick Georgia Tech?
No. I'm saying for an upset.
Oh,
all those other teams, all those other teams I listed before could beat them.
I was going to say, you just wanted to scroll through those four. Nah, they'll win those. But Georgia Tech?
No.
Georgia Tech might get them.
No, dude. Texas, Bama, Ole Miss, Tennessee. By the way,
yeah,
Michigan's lost to Texas. They're the number 1 team in the country, and we held them. I don't know, man. We held them to 30.
Hey, we held Alabama to 42 with a hurt quarterback.
If Davis Warren, yeah, but we scored 13. If Davis Warren didn't give them the ball twice inside our own 30, I think we might have had a shot. I think I'm back. I think I'm back on the Michigan train. We'll see.
I mean, if Chaz Malusi didn't fumble, we would have scored a touchdown. It would have been 17.
One more week of patiently watching Michigan. If they look bad again, I'm out. I won't even really talk about it. It'll be the Tigers of earlier this summer. I don't even talk about them. And then hopefully they go on a tear like the Tigers did, because apparently when I shut the fuck up about them, they just go crazy. So is that for college football, or do you have anything else?
No, I think that was it. I don't think.
Oh, Miami had a fucking super delay, by the way. That game was delayed like 4 hours, and then they just went out there and beat the brakes off of Ball State.
Yeah.
Like, can we just give them a white flag, please? They're sitting in the middle of a
Yeah.
tornado, and we're just going to make them play. Actually, I think it was just me, but
Ole Miss also looks really good.
yes, especially, what is it? Is it Jackson?
Jackson Dart.
Yeah. Hilarious that you knew that his girlfriend broke up with him because he cheated on her for a year and a half. And then you were like, I got to take Wake Forest. And then he just goes out there and balls out.
It was close for a while, too.
It was 23-6 at halftime. So let's see what your definition of close is. So they went up 7-0. Then it was 7-3.
They recovered.
It was 20-3 with a minute 55 left in the first. So it wasn't close.
Okay.
But they were covering for the first half.
Oh,
I'll give you that.
Last 2 college injury notes.
Yep.
1, Tyler Van Dyke might get a fucking red shirt this year, and I'm about to be really pissed off for next year.
I didn't realize he's only been in college for 5 years. I thought it was like 7.
Well, speaking of guys who've been in college for a really long time, Cam Rising injured. 8th year in the league, or not the league, but 8th year in college.
In the pre-league?
Injured.
Bring him to Wisconsin.
Not sure how long. Could get a medical red shirt if it's bad enough.
Insane.
It's a hand injury.
That's insane.
Part of me thinks he might just be camping out.
Where's he at?
Utah still.
Oh, okay. I thought he was flirting with moving. I don't know if he did. Oh,
no.
I forgot there was another good game. Missouri-Boston College was a good game. Boston College is a good team.
Yep.
I'm excited. Boston College has MSU this weekend on the road. I'm excited for that game because that's MSU's prove-it game. If they go in there and they get them, they should be ranked, I think. And then Missouri, they're way too high, in my opinion. But we'll see how Boston College is. All right, football. Like
Real
we did
football.
last week. Yeah, NFL. Like we did last week, we'll run through every game, kind of hit the high points, the low points, but another kind of midweek, honestly. So there's going to be some quick games. But Thursday night, Bills-Dolphins. Tua did it again. He threw up the gang signs. Is it time for him to retire, do you think?
I mean, personally, like if that was me, I would say yes. Just take the money and get out.
Yep.
But apparently he has no plans to retire. He's going on the IR.
When you're going on IR for a concussion, it's bad.
Yeah. Skylar Thompson's going to be the quarterback. Although they did sign
the dude from the Ravens, Tyler.
Yes, Tyler Huntley.
Yeah,
I think he might start. And if that's the case, Dolphins might be back for a little bit. So, Devon Achane, by the way, dog.
Certified dog. Yep. Bad take by me again. What a surprise. You know what I think with my bad takes? I think I'm addicted to getting hot takes right, so I throw out a lot of hot takes, and then it sounds like I don't know ball. Like, deep down in my mind, I knew that Achane was good, but I was hoping he wouldn't be good for one more year since I traded for Mostert, and now it looks like he lost his spot, and it's Achane's spot. And
I mean, he was injured week 2, so it doesn't really matter. But
that's how you lose your spot.
What was your other really bold take for this year? There was one other one.
Caleb Williams be a bust. I've been throwing that one around. That looks pretty good right now.
Well, but you bought in on the Bears.
I bought in on the Bears' defense and the offensive weapons they put around him. So I'm like, it'll make it even worse if it's a bust.
I might have to check
I did not buy in on Caleb Williams. I'm a certified Caleb Williams hater.
Yeah, but I think you said last week I'm buying in on the Bears.
No way. After that offensive performance, there's no shot I would have said that. No way.
It might have been week 1, but I feel like you might have said that.
Week 1 was last week, dummy.
Oh, yeah. Shit, duh.
So I didn't say it.
Well, no, last week was week 2.
But last week's episode was talking about week 1. There's no way I said I bought it.
Well, I'm saying I think you said it for your picks for week 1. I think you said I'm buying in on the Bears.
Okay. Maybe I did. He looked good in preseason. But after that week 1 performance, I sold everything I could. Jesus Christ, cleaned out the house.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is actually in order, but I think it's because I got him favorited on ESPN here. But Bucks and Lions. This one was frustrating. Watched the first half with my pops at the cottage there, and then left at halftime. Had to kind of watch in the car on the way home. Frustrating game, man. I mean, the Lions' red zone offense is a problem. It's not good. We get down to the red zone, no problem. I think Sunday they were in the red zone 7 times, I think the stat was, and they went 1 out of 7. Just not a good stat at all. I saw another stat. Outgain. The Bucs are the first team to be outgained by 200 yards and have a sack margin of -5 and win a game. Do you know how insane that stat is?
Yeah, that's tough.
We outgained them on offense 200 yards. That is a full 3-4 drives, right?
Yeah, I mean, Baker barely had to throw.
Hutchinson had the game of his life, 4.5 sacks, and yet we're sitting here and we lost the game because of some coaching missteps. I love Dan Campbell. I love Dan Campbell. The fake punt was awesome, and then the 4th down call to go for it was awesome. I don't know if I was a fan of that punt late in the game when we're at the 41. Also, our kicker was making these 60-yard game winners. Why aren't we letting them try them? But it all started at the end of the first half when our fucking field goal unit came on and the team was spiking the ball, and we had, what'd they say, 25 people on the field?
Yeah.
That's insane. How do we fuck that up so bad? Then I had the runoff. So then right there, instead of being down, what would it have been at halftime? It would have been 13-9 at half. And then late in the game there, when Jared Goff is thinking, I got to score a touchdown here because we're down 4, you would have been down 1. Jared Goff could have taken that sack. You go kick a field goal. Your defense, who's played awesome, gets a stop. I think if we kick that field goal at the end of the half, we win the game. Just because Jared Goff was trying to do too much and he threw a horrible ball and it got picked off. I heard all this shit about how good Jared Goff's going to be indoors and, Jared Goff indoors is so good and 90% of our games are indoors, and he's looked bad so far. I'm not going to overreact because our run game is still there. Our defense has looked awesome. Amon-Ra woke up last week. Hopefully
and then
he's
got
okay.
injured.
I haven't seen an injury update. I don't know what's up with that.
No, I think they said he's going to be okay.
He's going to play this week. It looked like an ankle stinger, and he's tough, so he'll be all right. But, yeah, Baker, though, got to give him his props. That dude's a dog.
He didn't do that much this week.
He did the perfect amount.
12 for 19, 185 yards, a touchdown and a pick. And out of those 185 yards, 117 went to Godwin. If you watch the game, that was crazy. Godwin eating us up was pissing me off because it's like that's the only guy that's getting open. If you watch the game, though, that the run play to get him in the end zone, that was awesome. He juked Malcolm Rodriguez out of his fucking shoes. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be upset about a close loss to a playoff team. I'm going to be upset that our coaching kind of cost us game. Also, the game plan was ridiculous. Jared Goff's not the guy. How many times did he throw the ball? Jared Goff should not be throwing the ball 55 times. He didn't need to. Our run game has been phenomenal all year, and now you throw. I did read that apparently Tampa's secondary was banged up, so maybe that was the play. But you got to run, especially when Vita Vea was announced out at the end of the first half. Run it right up the middle. I think the coaches sold this one. Granted, Goff played bad, but it's all right. We started 1-1 last year, and look what we did. So we've got the Cardinals this week, which I'm low-key nervous about. I'm not going to lie to you. It's on the road, so we'll see, though. Hopefully we bounce back. I was just going to say, didn't Campbell say something about, like, this was on the coaches, like whoever the coaches are or something like that? So he just didn't want to talk about himself in the first person. He said, yeah, their coach really fucked that one up. I'm listening to it right now. He said their coach cost them. Their head coach cost them. Yeah. Yeah, because when I first saw it, I thought he was blaming the coordinators. I'm like, this isn't going to go well. And then I was like, this dude's talking about himself. Also, Dan Campbell, certified soft. Why soft? Crying again. Oh, that's just Campbell, though. I think he's just emotional. Soft. Doesn't make him soft. That dude could still beat the shit out of you and me. Oh, 100%. That makes you certified not soft. I could win with words, though. Probably you can make him cry, and then maybe he won't fight. Yeah. It's the other last thing about this game. It's a bad look. Him doing all those commercials, and Gibbs has a commercial with Bose, or maybe it's Sony. We're in all these commercials, and it's going to become shit talk eventually. I was going to say maybe they should learn from their commercials and learn to cover their mouths like they're taking orders at Applebee's or something. I don't know. Or just teach a field goal. I don't know who to blame for that. Was it really Campbell's fault, or was it the punt team's or the kicking team's fault coming on the field? Because there was 3 seconds left. Why are we thinking we can get them out there and kick it? It takes at least 10 probably to get out there, get set, spike the ball, kick it. What the fuck? Next game. Saints Cowboys. At least we're not. No, why don't we just go to the Packers? Oh yeah, I can skip to them. some of
Packers
us
both.
are winners, some of us are losers this week, like you said last
Listen,
week. So I'm looking at you.
Usually I go in order of ESPN here, and last week the Packers played Friday, so I hit them early. But yes, Packers Colts. I didn't see a single highlight from this game. All I know is that Josh Jacobs went off, and the only highlight I did see was the center puking on the ball, and Malik Willis didn't throw it.
Yep.
Looks like
Yeah, I mean, we did what we needed to. Coaches definitely helped us win this game. For sure. Coached well, quarterback played well, defense played well. Kind of the opposite of what the Lions did this week. And I mean, like I said, some of us are winners this week, some of us are losers. I'm not trying to rub it in. It's just we did win with the backup.
I don't know.
So.
I don't know how you're going to sit here and brag about beating a team that didn't make the playoffs last year.
I mean, everybody said we were going to lose. We were the dogs. Got a quarterback who shouldn't even be in the league, but
he really shouldn't be in the league, and he didn't do shit.
No, but I will say, I said it earlier, he did exactly what he needed to, 12 for 14. We didn't ask him to throw too much, but when we did, he did it well. Josh Jacobs, though, 32 carries, 151 yards. That's fucking insane. Absolute workhorse.
Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. That's a lot of carries. Like, imagine how bad that injury would be. You know, Jordan Love's bad enough, but then Josh Jacobs, who is now...
I didn't think we were stooping to the levels of cheering for injuries.
I would never hope for injuries, but 32 carries is a lot. It just takes... I've seen a lot of hip drop tackles not getting called. I mean, look at Joe Mixon. He's
fine. That's why we have Jaden Reed, too.
Year, it would be really unfortunate.
Jaden Reed can also take some carries. Marshawn Lloyd looked good in his... Well, not good, but... Yeah. He did help a little bit out in his return. Mm-hmm. A little bit worried for Christian Watson, but no love, so it's not too bad. I'm very excited for this week's game.
Did Christian Watson even play?
He did. But when you only throw the ball 14 times, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so. No, honestly, I mean, a win's a win.
What's up with the Colts, though? I mean, I thought they were going to be...
Their defense is so bad.
But, like, Anthony Richardson, dude, 3 picks?
Yeah, I mean, he is not a very accurate thrower. If you haven't learned that already,
he's good to run unless it's 60 yards downfield.
Yes, he literally is Joe Milton. Yeah. If Joe Milton was a starter.
Yeah.
He probably runs better than Joe Milton, I would say. He's
a good runner.
But also, like, I think Anthony Richardson's a little overhyped because he only started 1 year in college.
Dude, did I say the stat out here? Did I just read it that he's only started like 17 games in all of high school, college, and NFL?
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. He started maybe it's only started 17 games since his senior year of high school. That's what it was. Yeah. Which is still fucking insane. 4 years of college and a full season.
Yeah.
Crazy. I got a couple games to fly through here. The Saints beat up on the Cowboys. The Cowboys, man, they need to wake the fuck up. Saints, good team or Cowboys ass?
No, I think the Saints might actually be decent. Clint Kubiak is a really good offensive coordinator, and it is working for the Saints. Alvin Kamara also.
He did his once a year 40-point game, dude. That's what it was. And of course I played him. Fucking asshole.
I played him in our other league.
Derek Carr looks great. Scary to stay. I thought about picking him up in fantasy, but I just know that it's going to come to an end. It's the Saints. But they're in the perfect division to be doing this because your only competition is the Bucs, and I feel like the Saints could beat the Bucs. I don't know. I like when the Saints are good. Good uniforms. Jets and Titans, another lackluster game I didn't see much of. However, Braylon Allen, 2 tutties. Trying to steal Breece Hall's position?
I mean, he's definitely going to eat into the workload.
Every team's looking for that 2-headed monster like the Lions got, because it fucking works. And I think they got it. Braylon Allen's a dog.
Well, the thing was when he scored I think it was the receiving touchdown, I think Breece Hall was actually in the tent at that point. But then when he did get the ball, he looked good. So he's going to end up getting some carries. It's probably not going to be 50-50, but I could see it being like a 65-45 type of thing, or
That doesn't add
65-35 type of thing. Sorry, not good at math here. But yeah, I mean, Brees Hall actually, yeah, is a stud, but I think Braylon Allen is like eventually going to be a stud, considering is he 19 or is he 20 now?
I think he's 20.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
Yep. We kind of got to fly just a bit. 49ers, I'm back on the Brock Purdy's ass train. Losing to the Vikings. He's ass. Brock Purdy, when he doesn't have 3 all-pro receivers, garbage. When he does have 3 all-pro receivers, I'll give it to him. He's a good quarterback.
I will say...
Sorry. 3 all-pro receivers and an all-pro running back behind him. When he doesn't have that, he's ass. Yeah.
I will say you took that one in your picks last week, and I said thanks for the free one. Took the Niners. So
I know.
Bad take on my part.
That was my only good pick of that last week. We'll get to it. But
well, you almost had another one.
Snipe. Yes, I almost, and we're about to get to that. But the Pats, I took the Pats. That was another one.
Yep.
Seahawks win in overtime.
I did bet on the Patriots on Sunday.
Did you get the 3.5, or was it down to 3 when you grabbed it?
No, I took their money line.
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, literally didn't see a lick of this game. I know that DK kind of had himself a day, but
yeah.
Other than that,
JSN. JSN had a fucking day.
That's true.
And I hate it because I have him on my fantasy team, and I don't know if I should start him now or not.
That's the thing. Is he taking that Lockett spot? Or once Lockett retires, that dude's going to be an all-pro receiver stud.
100%.
Lockett's stealing. So, Giants Commanders, gross ass game. The Giants became the first team to ever score 3 touchdowns and not allow a touchdown and lose. The Commanders kicked 7 field goals. Jaden Daniels, early impression, bust or needs to figure it out?
I think he'll be good. I just don't think he has quite the weapons that he needs.
I think he needs one more receiver, like maybe a past teammate, like maybe somebody that wants to be traded, like Brandon Ayuk or something. I think that would make him really
That
pop.
could work, yeah. I just don't think, like, Terry McLaurin is a good receiver, but I don't think he's great. And after that, it's pretty much nothing. So,
yep. Chargers, Panthers. Panthers are trash. Chargers look good again. Herbert looks good. J.K. Dobbins. Dog.
Fucking beast.
I saw a funny tweet. J.K. Dobbins was limping in the Ravens office last year, and now he's doing front flips into the end zone. So that's cool to see.
I did see that.
Quentin Johnson also kind of learned to catch. I was listening to some sort of sports show, and they said that they think that Harbaugh just believing in him has made him figure it out and say, I can catch the ball.
QJ's alive.
Dude, he's good, dude. Didn't have the yards, but didn't really need him. 5 catches, 51 yards, and 2 tutters. So Harbaugh is the kind of coach that I feel like people love to play for.
That's what I'm saying. I think Harbaugh is like the perfect fit for that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made some moves. Look, their O lineman, that Joe Alt, by the way, he's gonna take Sewell's position as the best right tackle in the game because he shut down Jadeveon Clowney.
Unreal.
He's very good. Great pick there.
He should win offensive rookie of the year, but he's not going to.
Ooh, that'd be something to throw out there because those odds are probably dummy. But if the Chargers make the playoffs and somebody's like, and especially with the quarterbacks,
you filibuster, I'll look.
I what?
You filibuster, I'll look.
All right. Browns, Jags, terrible game. Trevor Lawrence hasn't won a game in guess how long, Frank, here did you see it?
Trevor Lawrence hasn't won a game 200 and something days. I don't remember what it is exactly.
So the last game Trevor Lawrence won as a starter was back in November of last year. What does that face?
It's not as good as I thought it would be. Plus 7,500.
That's pretty good. I might grab.
He's ahead of Odunze, 80 Mitchell, Penix.
You gotta look at like Caleb Williams looked like shit. Jaden Daniels hasn't looked good. Bo Nix looks like shit. Is there a running back? Oh, Marvin Harrison though.
Marvin Harrison is plus 250. Daniels is plus 250. Williams 350. Neighbors 750. Neighbors or Bowers at plus 1,500 might be the
Neighbors,
move.
Bowers, and Harrison. Yeah, that'd be a waste of money. Don't do it, y'all. Joe Alt will not win. There's too many weapons out there, but none of the quarterbacks will win it. If you can bet that somewhere that a quarterback won't win Rookie of the Year, bet that. Anyways,
Nope.
back to the Browns and Jags. Browns, I still think they're trash. They look like a totally different team from when Joe Flacco was starting for that team. I mean, they were an offensive unit, and now
I don't know what they're doing to the running backs. Did you see Jerome Ford barely played this week? He was
So he
healthy.
only had 7 carries.
Yeah. Deontay Foreman apparently outcarried him.
14.
That's weird as shit. But
that makes no sense.
Deshaun should still not be the starter. So
he should be in jail, really. How do you get 30 fucking accusations and you're still playing?
Yep.
Raiders-Ravens. This was the shocker of the week. The Ravens seemed like they had this game tied up. They were up 10 points with 10 minutes left. I wasn't even paying attention. Then all of a sudden the Raiders win it. Don't even know what happened because I literally didn't watch it, but they scored a late touchdown. I think it was Bowers, or was it Adams?
No, Bowers hasn't scored yet.
Adams scored to tie it up, and then they got the ball. Okay, I got to look at the play-by-play here because what the hell happened? So they got the touchdown, and the defense caused a 3-and-out in looks like a minute 30. So then the Raiders got the ball back, drove down the field, kicked the field goal. That's crazy. Big upset.
And Lamar had the perfect route where he could have scored on the last play.
He literally had one juke move.
Yeah.
And he could have scored. Yeah.
So bad.
So the next shocker of the week was Cardinals 41-10. That's
Wait, actually, I want to hop back to the Ravens Raiders. Ravens bad or just unlucky?
Ravens always have. So they played the Chiefs the first game. They looked fine. Chiefs are a great team. They kept it close. They lost. This game, it's a bad loss, but the Ravens always have one or two of those a year where it's like, how are they doing this? And they're going to run.
That was my thought too, because if you think about it, the Ravens were literally an inch away from beating the Chiefs in week 1 and were probably, they were one juke away from winning this game against the Raiders. They're literally 2 plays from being 2-0.
Yep.
Instead, they're 0-2.
Yep. Yeah. Cardinals 41-10. The Rams are just a shell of a team. They are losing everybody. Cooper Kupp hitting IR along with Puka.
We don't know for sure if he's going to the IR.
He's going to IR. You heard it here first, y'all. Marvin Harrison has arrived. 4 catches, 130 yards, and 2 tutters. Also, James Conner, he's kind of unfair. I think he's tall for a running back, isn't he? Because when you watch him, he just runs fuckers over. He doesn't really juke move. He just runs your ass over. Love having him in fantasy. He had a great day. Yeah, Kyler Murray looks good too. He's going to look good until about, week 8, week 7 when the new Call of Duty comes out.
Yeah, it's middle of October somewhere in there. But
yeah, so
I think
Rams and then sell that ticket.
Rams, you think they just if Kupp ends up going on the IR, say Kupp goes on the IR and they lose 3 of the 4 games before Kupp gets back. So that would be the week that then Puka comes back. So they start the season 1-5. Do you think they just tank?
Yeah. Yep. Because you got Asian quarterback. I think Stafford's done in the next 2, so might as well get that early pick, grab somebody to learn behind him, do the Rodgers method or Jordan Love method, I guess.
Yeah.
The 4:00 slate sucked except for one game, and it wasn't this one. Steelers Broncos, horrible. Just defensive battle, nothing to talk about except for the Steelers defense being awesome and TJ Watt being the best defensive player in the league.
Fields not the guy, but he did make some decent throws.
First half Fields, good. Second half Fields, trash. He had what? He had 100 and I think he had 100 yards in the first half, and then he had 17 the whole second half.
Yeah, so much for me getting my Russ Pickett game, or my Russ Prove It game.
Yep. I think he's not injured. I think they're just running with Justy
and Rusty.
Bengals Chiefs. This was the game of the 4:00 slate. Full of injuries. Pacheco got hurt. Burrow got hurt, but he came back. He was fine. He got sacked on a 3rd down and was banged up. But we got to spend some time here for a second. The Chiefs, I saw a stat. Patrick Mahomes has had 16 interceptions called back due to a flag in his 6-year career. Tom Brady had 17 called back in a 22-year career. This doesn't prove anything. But this game, anyways, the Bengals were up 25-23. Late 4th quarter, Chiefs get the ball back. They got to drive down, try to get a field goal. 4th and 16, Mahomes is scrambling around. I saw it on Twitter after the game. There was a play that could have been called a hold. I'm not going to sit here and call it an obvious hold because it was ticky-tacky, but they could have called it. And then at the end of the route, there's pass interference. But if you watch the play, it was ticky-tacky. It could have been let the boys play. It could have been throw the flag. The thing that pisses me off is how late the flag was. It felt like the ref waited to throw the flag until the ball dropped incomplete.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with the flag. Like, I easily could have seen it. Like, it should have been a pass interference. I thought it was obvious. I thought it was kind of obvious that it was a pass interference. But the fact that he waited so long to throw it is what did piss me off.
Yeah.
And like when I was watching it live, I was like, I saw the flag come out. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, of course. And then I saw the replay and I was like, okay, yeah, that was obvious. But it was just like, it seems like every fucking time the Chiefs need a fucking flag, they get it. And it's
part of that is being one of the best teams in the league, as well as having the best quarterback in the league. The refs are automatically going to subconsciously have some bias. But I do love going to Twitter and seeing everybody saying, oh, look at that. NFL calls another one for the Chiefs, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, that's not the case. Like, it was an awesome game. Love it for what it was. The Bengals are going to get calls like that, too, later on down the line. It's just unlucky. So
we also should have known, though, the Bengals have started 0-2, I believe it is each of the last 3 years.
Yeah, they always start slow, don't they?
Even though it is Burrowhead.
Not anymore. They claimed it back. The primetime games, I'm going to kind of lump into two here. They were both disappointing in my eyes. Nico Collins, very good receiver. Didn't see that at all at Michigan. Thanks a lot. CJ Stroud's still good. Caleb Williams, trash. We hit that. Swift, washed, done. Put him in the bin. He's terrible. Part of that is how bad the Bears' O-line is. Their O-line is very bad. But, like I said earlier, Bears defense, legit. You got anything else on that game before I go to Monday?
No, just Texans 19, Bears 13.
Yep. And then Monday night, Falcons with a stunner, 22-21. The Eagles' play calling down the stretch was very confusing. Don't know why we don't run the ball. Why are we passing?
That third down pass was ridiculous.
Yep. And then that last drive, the soft-ass coverage. What are you doing? They played so soft.
Yeah. Is Cooper DeJean out there?
He was, I think. They put him in at some point because somebody got hurt. But CJ Gardner-Johnson, so glad that guy's not on my team anymore. He sucks dick. But I channeled my inner Javi and threw out a jinx in this game. Javi sent us a parlay that I didn't tail. I didn't like it. And late in the game there, the Eagles were pretty much like, run it and the clock will expire. So I said, oh, Javi's parlay is going to hit. Nice hit. Because he had Cousins under like 227.5 passing yards or something. And, of course, the Falcons get the ball back and march right down the field, like 70 passing yards, and Cousins goes over. I was like, there's no fucking way that actually just happened.
Well, but speaking of...
Javi, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but that felt good. That felt good. I owed you one after 2 years of you jinxing my place. So that one felt good.
Speaking of the Sunday night parlay, actually the Monday night parlay, all the parlays recently, I've been posting them on TikTok, or at least trying to, and I think I did like the first 2 or 3, and then I didn't post Sundays or Mondays. I think I don't want to post them because I've been absolute dog shit. My legs have just been horrible. 0 for last night. I think Sunday I went 0 for. Thursday I don't remember. Last night you hit both. The only ones that lost last night were my legs.
No, I didn't hit the 6-legger. Or no. Oh, I did. I thought I did something with... Sorry, that was another parlay. I did one with the bowling team. Yeah, I hit both. I'm 2-2 on my last 2.
I think I'm 0-4 in my last 4.
Yeah, because you had Kirk's under and Dotson. That's 0 for... He went 0 for on Sunday.
Yeah.
No, you hit 1 on Sunday, I thought.
I do think the Eagles might be a little bit of a shell without A.J. Brown. They just don't know how to use the rest of the offense.
I feel like it's maybe a chemistry thing with Jahan Dotson so far. They didn't even target him. Or maybe he wasn't open.
He had 1 target for 6 yards.
Yeah, it's not enough with a guy that can fill that void. He can help you out. Also, Goddard not getting any receptions.
Mm-hmm.
So
tight ends are just disaster.
Tight ends are mid unless you have like Kill played good. He'll play good now because Debo's out.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the other one? No, because Isaiah Likely was bad last week.
Yep.
So, all right, Paige's picks then real quick. Last week, not a good week at all. Paige 4-12, bringing her to 11-21 overall. Me 6-10, going to 13-19 overall, and you 8-8, 19-13. So huge lead here to start the year.
Well, we said, at least I said last week, that the games are going to go one of two ways. Either all the favorites were going to win because it looked way too easy, or all the dogs were going to win and just completely screw the entire board. It was the dogs. Yep, the dogs were barking last week.
So first game then, Thursday night, Patriots at the Jets.
Paige says, not a single clue. Patriots, ?
It's my lock. I think the Jets win. I think they cover. Hammer the Jets.
I will take the Jets as well.
Giants at the Browns.
Gross. Paige says, also not a single clue. Browns, ? Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go. I forgot. You always go with Paige.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but no, I will take the Browns. If it was literally any other team, I would take them, but it's the Giants. So
I flirted with taking the Giants here, but Danny Dimes just ain't that guy. Look what happened last week. They scored 3 touchdowns and still lost. So I'll take the Browns.
Yep.
Packers at the Titans.
Paige. I want the Titans. I'm pretty sure they still suck, unfortunately. I also don't have faith in the Packers, though. So she asked me to pick one. So I texted her. I said, I'm taking the Packers for you. Is that okay? She said, yeah, that's fine. Just pick one. So she's taking the Packers. I'm also going to take the Packers.
It's my long shot. I got to roll with my Titan dogs. I'm taking
Titan dogs.
Titan dogs. Bears at the Colts.
Paige is taking the Bears because she wants to give this one to Mr. Biles. Jonathan Owens.
Contentious.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bears. This is one of my other ones that seems way too easy this week. The Bears should not be dogs.
This is a trap. Take the Colts. I like the Colts.
Both teams are gross.
Texans at the Vikings. This is a good game.
We finally got it, folks. Paige says, I'm taking the Longhorns, but I'm kind of vibing with the Vikings this year. Texans. Never bet against a Longhorn. So she's back on the Longhorns. Yep. I'm going to take the Texans also.
I'll take the Texans as well. I think the Vikings are frauds. Sam Darnold will fizzle out at some point. I think Brock Purdy just shit all over himself because he didn't have 4 All-Pros surrounding him. 5 if you count the O-line. Eagles at the Saints.
Paige is taking the Saints. This one is a trap, 100%. I'm taking the Eagles. The Saints are 2-point favorites. This is 100% a trap.
You got to take the Saints until the wheels fall off, man. Especially with how the Eagles looked without A.J. Brown. He's out 3
I'm
4
ready
weeks.
to be hurt for this one.
I'm taking the Saints. And this week is either going to go awesome for me or horribly. Like, I'm either going to close the gap real well. We got a lot of disagreements here. Or I'm fucked. So let's keep it rolling then. Chargers, Steelers, another one. Look at this.
Yep, Paige taking the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers. They are my lock.
I'm taking the Steelers. It's my lock, man. I think they upset them. I think they go in there. It's not an upset, though. They're favorites. Like, it makes no sense. They should be underdogs, but I'm taking the Steelers.
You're trusting Justin Fields.
I'm trusting.
Or Russ.
I'm trusting
Rusty
TJ,
or Justin.
No, I'm trusting TJ Watt and the defense.
Listen,
2 defensive touchdowns.
If I knew Russ was starting, I may take the Steelers as my Russ Prove It game part 3. But we don't know if Russ is starting, so I can't. I have to go with the Chargers. I just have to.
No, it's a trap. Broncos at the Bucks.
Paige says Buckies. They should 100% sponsor them. So she is taking the Bucks. I don't disagree. That would be a sweet sponsor, but I'm going to take the Bucks as well.
I'm on the Bucks as well. It's an easy one. Broncos probably going over. Panthers at the Raiders. That's another yikes.
Paige says both are pretty not well here. LMAO. I'm going to give it to the Panthers. Yeah, you're seeing that right. I'm taking the Panthers.
I had to check my eyes. I was like, whew.
Andy Dalton is back. Bryce Young benched. Andy Dalton's going to get that offense rolling. I think the Raiders are fraudulent as fuck. The only good thing that the Raiders have is Brock Bowers. And I think the Panthers got to get one eventually. If there's one spot they're going to get it, it's here.
Only thing the Raiders have is Brock Bowers?
Yeah, Devontae's washed. Minshew's
Oh
garbage.
my
Their running
God,
backs
Devontae's
suck.
wash. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
he
taking the
is.
Raiders. That's a freebie there. Thank you so much. The
That's
Panthers
fine.
are losing every single game this year.
You're wrong.
Dolphins at the Seahawks.
Paige is taking the Dolphins. I'm
Did
not
you
really sure
inform her?
why.
Did you inform her that their starting quarterback is dead? Kind of.
Yeah, we talked about it
Okay.
multiple times, but it's also one of her favorite teams. So
That's fair.
easy. I'm taking the Seahawks.
Easy as well. Seahawks. Ravens at the
Tony
Cowboys.
Chandler.
This one tore me up a little bit.
Yeah, Paige is taking Americans Sweethearts. That says Americans Sweethearts, not America's Sweethearts. Americans Sweethearts. The Cowboys. Yeah, I also flipped back and forth on this one, but then that's where I thought about, well, the Ravens lost to the Chiefs by an inch. They lost to the Raiders by one play. I'll take the Ravens.
I'm on the Ravens as well. The Cowboys just looked too shitty last week for me, and they look shitty against the Browns. 49ers at the Rams.
Paige says, the Rams be disappointing me, man. SMH, Rams, though. And then I informed her, I said, hey, half of the Rams are injured right now. And she said, okay, then I'll change. So she's changing to the 49ers post being informed that half the team's injured. So
yep.
I'm also taking the 49ers. That was one where I was just like, I couldn't, like, if they were fully healthy, I would have been like, okay, that's fine. Like, it'd be a good upset pick. But
if the Rams were healthy, I probably would have taken them just because of how shitty Brock Purdy is without 4 all-pro receivers and running backs around.
That's got to be your strongest take ever. It's just the Brock Purdy is.
I'm going to ride that out until he retires too, because he's going to start losing these all-pros and he's going to look like dick. I'm telling you, it's a product of what's around him. Now, go out there against the Rams. No, because the Rams defense is banged up, so I can get around that no matter what. I'm on the Niners. I don't know if I said it, but Lions at the Cards.
Paige says, he. I really, really, really want the Cardinals to win because I believe in their comeback, but I'm scared for this. So I
think she's taking the Cards.
I think she's taking the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think. I also really wanted to take the Cardinals, but
it'd be a good spot too. I'm taking the Lions as well. I do think they bounce back in this game. It's another indoor game. We know about Jared Goff indoors. I just hope they wear the blacks eventually, but I think that's going to be a home game primetime thing. But wear the blacks is not a bad thing to say. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Chiefs at the Falcons, Sunday night.
I was just going to mention my Bucks pick last week, but Paige taking the Chiefs with a sad face. I'm also going to take the Chiefs.
Give me the Falcons. It's my long shot. The Chiefs are due for a loss. The refs can't interfere on the national stage. Give me the Falcons. Kirk O'Chain.
They did on the primetime fucking America's Game of the Week.
No, it wasn't the only game on, though. Some people were watching the fucking, what were the other games? The shitty ones. Some people were watching Rams and Cardinals.
Broncos, Steelers.
Some people were. Some people, it was their
I did have it on my Sunday ticket.
Yeah. 2 Monday night games this week. Jags at the Bills.
Paige is taking Bill.
Just Bill.
Just one of them. I'm taking the Bills.
I got the Bills as well. Commanders at the Bengals.
Paige is taking the Commanders for some reason.
Wow, she's crazy.
I'm going to take the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bengals as well. Thanks for the free one, Paige. By the way, for the Survivor, guys, I took the Cowboys last week, and they lost. So I'm 0-2 in 2 weeks on Survivor. Do you think I should put one out there just to see how long it takes me to get one right?
Yes,
or
100%.
Should I be out since you two were correct?
No, I think you should put one out.
All right, I need to peep then. Why don't you talk about your and Paige's, and I'll find mine.
So Paige is taking Bucky, the Buccaneers, against the – who is that against?
The Broncos.
Broncos, good pick. She had the Ravens last week. She is 1-1. Lost the Ravens. I'm taking the 49ers. I had the Chargers last week. I will take the 49ers versus the Rams, who are a shell of themselves. So
I'm taking the Jets on Thursday night. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, if I'm gonna go down,
wouldn't find me catching a fucking primetime one.
I'm taking it Thursday night. Aaron Rodgers.
That's gross.
That wraps us up. Sorry for another long one, folks. We just love talking about football. We'll try to get better in the future. I do want to cut these back down to an hour because it eats up too much of my evening.
Little side note, I may have a camera next week. I almost bought one last weekend to get better camera. I do have headphones. My computer's being fucking stupid, won't let me connect them. And I'm thinking about cutting my hair because the forehead looks fucking ginormous right now, and I hate it. I did debate a mullet though.
Ooh, little burst fade action.
So
Little
we'll
burst
see.
fade.
Yeah.
Hey,
We'll see.
new haircut reveal next week. Then you guys heard it here first.
Not necessarily.
Yes, new haircut reveal next week. Book it, suck it, do it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Let's hit some tanks, endorse some Tuddies, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace.